Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Hey, good afternoon everybody. I hope everybody's doing awesome. I think everybody should be, because everything that we've been seeing in the news, if you've been following along, is quite intense in respect to a lot of the things that we've been talking about for the last few months are coming to fruition. One of the things I want to get to, and it's actually kind of interesting, is that timing is always kind of fun, because you guys have maybe been bored with me sometimes going back in time and showing what happened in the past and where we are today. In this particular case, I think I'm just going to kind of bounce just a couple of hours ahead of time, if you will. But it says Baghdad will host an activities of the Finance and Banking Services Exhibition Conference. And when was this going to start? Basically, I think it was going to start today, and it'll run for through the 31st, through the 1st. Okay, so that's just only a couple days. And it says the Finance and Banking Services in Iraq exhibition and conference will begin in the capital. It's going to be on Wednesday, and it's at the grounds of the Baghdad International Fair under the auspices of what? The Parliamentary Finance Committee and the Central Bank of Iraq. Why would that be important? Well, it's because I think that there's other things that are going to coincide with the first. I think that there's some banking situations, the digital transformation, things of that nature are coming to fruition on or around that day. Interestingly enough, the WTO is going to finalize and finish up some Ministerial Council MC13 on the 29th. It's going to be big. So, but anyway, International Exhibition, Finance and Banking Services in Iraq. It seems a bit timely, doesn't it? Running through the 1st. And same day, the ASYCUDA system will start and to finish up their systems to be active on that same time frame. So again, the ASYCUDA system may start for the first week of next month, and that's exactly how they word it, but sounds kind of odd, but it says the same day the system will start to work. And I'm going to get into that, but this is interesting that we have that conversation on a day like today. It says here that the main article says customs. No entry for goods without a certificate of origin and an invoice. So what are they doing? They're going to be clamping down. What are they going to be using? They're going to be using the ASYCUDA system. When are they going to do this? It says the first part of next month, which is what? A couple days. It says Iraq's customs authority stated that there's no going back to approving personal pledges for the entry of goods into the country, except with required documents specifying that the first week of next month, starts Friday, right? First week of next month, as the date for implementing the ASYCUDA system in the ports of Qasr. They're going to go on to suggest that there's absolutely no return to work of approving personal pledges or documents for corporate agents and merchants, importers, without submitting certificates of origin and certified invoices to clear these goods and services. So in other words, if you have $100,000 worth of goods coming into the port, and someone says, "Hey, Charles, hey, help me out here," signs off, it says it's only worth $20,000. So they skim off $80,000 worth of taxes. Basically, the electronic system is going to fix that. I think you guys can appreciate that for the last 20 years, a lot of barking's been going on trying to hold this thing up because they don't want it to happen. But guess what? The electronic system is going to prevail. Hence, we have some of the biggest, largest corporations in the world, entities in the planet also dealing with Iraq and Abu Dhabi when it comes to, and directly in country when it comes to this World Trade Organization stuff that's going on. But here this guy says, It's confirmed the decision came into effect in all ports and outlets as of the 1st of December of last year, so they did it back then, indicating that the ports of Nkasser will implement the automation system ASYCUDA during the first week of next month, which is now. This came out today, so 27th. So those things are pretty big. It should make everybody pretty pleased. They go on to say, though, that they actually did this and did a trial, whereas they implemented a version of this at the Air Cargo Customs in Baghdad International Airport and their dry port. So ultimately, who's involved with this? The UNCTAD, or the United Nations Conference on Trade and Agreements, with 108 countries. They contributed to this circumstances happening, and what are they going to be doing? They're going to be accounting, and they're going to be collecting the money, and that's going to be a revenue source, non-oil revenue source that we've been talking about for quite some time. To see this stuff advance, to see it in our face, to see the specific time frames. The WTO is going to be up on the 29th. We're going to talk about that, but they also talk about taxation. We talk about the customs, all that. The timing of all of it is there aren't any coincidences as far as I'm concerned. So this particular article says the Minister of Commerce discusses in Abu Dhabi with the World Trade Organization the completion of the procedures for Iraq to join the organization. So let's think about that. So we have a view out there that says that's not going to happen. It's going to take months. It's going to still take years to do. It's going to take all this different stuff that they haven't done yet. But here again, the Minister of Commerce discusses in Abu Dhabi with the World Trade Organization the completion of procedures for Iraq to join the organization. All right, so that's the title of the article. So if you want to copy and paste and look it up, I suggest you do. It says here on the 27th, which is of February this month, the Minister of Commerce, Athir I'll call him Ferrari because it looks like Ferrari, but anyway, he might be driving one, who knows. But he met in Abu Dhabi with the Assistant Director General of the World Trade Organization. I'm not sure if this name fits the translation, but they call him Zunk Shank. I'm like, oops. Interesting name. I wish him the best, and I will go on from there. I think it's a translation process. It goes on to say that the completion of Iraq's procedures to complete these required files, support reforms, legislation, and be consistent with the market systems, strengthening the country's economic capabilities to complete the requirements of the next stage of the accession process. So they obviously are talking about they're going to complete it. He goes on to say that who was involved. Saudi Arabia was. The Saudi ambassador, Sakr Muqbel, whose recent visit to Iraq provided great support to the efforts and steps taken by the National Committees concerned with this accession. And so we know that there's a focus that's been in the forefront to get Iraq to this accession. So I'll look at it this way. It says that Iraq's government, within its government program and the measures it took to raise the level of draft laws and support the role of the private sector, recorded international signals of its endeavor and eagerness to return the economic system due to its geographical and economic importance in the region. So the gentleman who's in charge of Iraq, of the Ministry of Commerce, is stating some factual data and what their intentions are. He goes on to say that the organization is looking forward to following up the steps for accession carefully, given that Iraq is one of the important and powerful economies that is still outside the organization. And Iraq's presence within the organization's membership will be a great added value to the organization and to the global economy. They're focusing in on the fact that Iraq's going to have an effect on the global economy because they are a large economy that's outside. So obviously they've been taking this into consideration. They're at a time where the MC13 is underway. The Ministerial Council is a decision-making body, and they can make decisions. And those decisions apparently are going to be shown to suggest that Iraq has completed all the things that they need. So anyway, they're basically suggesting that they're in advanced stages for accomplishing. The Ministry of Commerce, in terms of completing and submitting technical files on goods and services in trade, will basically speed up the holding of the third round of negotiations. So they're moving forward. It says, wishing for the continuity of momentum and work to complete the requirements for accession, amend the required laws and legislation, and complete the technical files within their specified timing, as this team will present support to complete his journey to join, and we will celebrate with him in the next ministerial meeting of the organization. Okay, translations, guys, but just bear with me. It says to complete the technical files within their specified timing. The team will present support to this person, the Minister of Commerce, to complete his journey to join, and we will celebrate with him in the ministerial meeting of the organization, the next ministerial. And when is that next ministerial meeting? It's on the 29th at about 2 p.m. So look, let's see if the Ministerial Council meeting, which is a decision-making body, where everybody has a voice, all members of the WTO have a voice, and they're there now. They're not there in 2 weeks or 6 months or in the fall. They're not there. They're talking about now. At the celebration, they want to celebrate the Minister of Commerce. And the next meeting, what is it, 2 p.m. on the 29th of February, which is what? We lead in with things that are happening on the 1st, okay? It's fascinating. So we're going to move to the next article, which is even just as much support. It says, Iraq's Minister of Trade, not the Commerce, but Minister of Trade, we seek to join the World Trade Organization and expand our economic relations with the world. That's pretty bold. That's the headline. His Excellency, again, the Minister of Commerce, confirms that his country has completed the requirements for membership in the World Trade Organization after completing economic reforms and improving the business environment. So completing economic reforms, improving the business environment. So we did this. It says confirmed his country has completed the requirements for the membership of the WTO. Okay, so we'll move to the next statement. It says that the 13th Ministerial Conference, which is a big deal, it says that Al-Ferrari points out that the completion of the files of the trade in goods and trade in services in the timetable for joining the global multilateral trading system. So back up, and this maybe not flows very well, but it says the completion of the files of trades in goods and trades in services with the timetable for joining the global multilateral trading system. The WTO is a multilateral trading system. Completion of the files in trade in goods and services. That's talking about pricing. You have to have an exchange rate for pricing. They have to have that done. They say that they've completed it. They haven't exposed it just yet, but that's what it appears that they are telling us. Think about it, you guys. It says when they say the completion of the files, trades in goods and services, the timetable for joining the global multilateral trading system. In other words, they needed to get it done, and they didn't do it yet, but they have done it. That's what they said. They're saying they've completed it. They've completed the requirements. They've got the pricing. They wouldn't be able to be this far. They wouldn't be able to be where they are today at these meetings if they hadn't done it. Okay? That is my take on it. He says Al-Ferrari points out that the interest of the Iraqi government in joining the World Trade Organization after Iraq submitted an application in 2004. So 20 years ago they started this process. Okay, so all the boys, all the gals, I've been here for 20 years, we've never seen anything like it. And you're right, you never have. And if you're still thinking it's going to be 5 or 10 more years, well, I hope you pay attention. Out of its belief in the importance of being part of the global multilateral trading system and for Iraq to return to an influential position in the global economy. So basically what they said is that they've organized this. We did this back in 2004 in the belief that in the importance of what they were going to do, Iraq's going to be part of the global multilateral trading system and for Iraq to return to an influential position in the global economy. Well, isn't that what we talked about in September in the UN Assembly, Davos, all of those different places, in Munich? What are they talking about? We've done all of my videos. Please check them all out, all right? This isn't basement dwelling topics. This is real data. I would suggest you guys catch up on it because it's probably pretty powerful. The conference, okay, they pointed out that during the UAE conferences, they gave important messages to all countries of the world regarding the importance of joining this organization. So they're basically ultimately stating that Iraq is ready for the stage. He says Al-Fawari points out to the government's direction to expand and develop economic and trade relations at all levels of all countries of the world and to open new frameworks for economic trade and cooperation. Powerful pricing, goods, trades, and services, timetable, got to have pricing for it or you're not getting in. So assuming that that's the case, wouldn't Iraq need to have given the information to the people of what their exchange rate's going to be? We're going to find out. Yeah, so what we find out is going to be influential. Iraq going to complete its preparations to join the World Trade Organization. That's a headline in and of itself. They're saying Iraq has completed all preparations within the timetable set by the organization to integrate its commercial operations and its businesses around the world, stressing that Iraq is now able to enter the global trade market through the organization on a large scale. All right, so there we have it. I mean, that's pretty bold. I don't know if I need to read it again, but I'd be happy to, because if they're going to be influential in the world, by the statement stating Iraq has completed all preparations, pricing, within the timetable set for. Iraq has completed all the preparations with the timetable set for by the organization to integrate its commercial operations with its businesses around the world, stressing that Iraq is now able to enter the global trade market through the organization on a large scale. I said it twice. I won't say it again. That is a massive quote. They go on to say it's noteworthy that Iraq submitted an application to enter this organization in 2004. We already talked about that. The application remained pending until the conditions for entry into the international organization were met, which now they have. Wow. There you go, guys. I would say that, you know what, the most powerful language we've heard from anybody. This is coming on the heels of a meeting that's going to be out again on their last ministerial council meeting. We're going to find out if that holds true, but we can see that at this stage of the game with the language that they put out, that Iraq is looking to have a session, and they looks like they're going to have a surprise for everybody. The first of this month has the ASYCUDA system with taxation, customs. They've been successful at the airports. They've been going to be now at the ports and the dry ports. So watch it. Let's see how it goes. Everybody enjoy. Check it out. So if you guys like the content, hey, you know what? Hit the like button, do that, subscribe. And please keep this content moving, because there's going to be more coming. We're going to have more things to talk about, because once this whole investment starts to roll, I think there's going to be new horizons. We'll play that by the rules, and we'll see how that works. But we have Zelle, Venmo, and PayPal. Please keep that, even those small donations. Help everybody, all the crews. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, or join us at the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much and have a great day.